We're back with another episode.
Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. It's your girl Fleming. We're back again.
It's me, Fowler.
Fowler is operating on half capacity because she decided to go to the happiest place on earth yet again for like the 15th time this year. So
Glad you wanted to bring that up. They call it the happiest place on earth. Not? There are so many people arguing at Disney World. It's honestly concerning.
Why were they arguing?
I don't know. So there's like, just on your daily, like me walking through the park, minding my own business, right? You hear like parents yelling at kids, which like every time I go there, it's just like the best dose of birth control. Because I'm like, I'm not.
Very true.
These people seem very frustrated.
Yeah.
But there's just these couples yelling at each other, so frustrated. Like, I'm like, y'all are big mad. And it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, it's too early, or it'll be like 10 o'clock. It's too early to be that mad.
Well, I think, like, kids don't want to leave.
But even it's couples there without kids.
Oh, and they're arguing?
Which there were a lot of couples there without kids.
Really?
And they're arguing. I'm like, what the hell could you be arguing about? You guys are drinking at Disney World.
That's probably why.
I know. So I was just like, for this to be the happiest place on earth, I don't know about that.
Doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, and there's some strange people out there going to Disney World.
Yeah. You see who's all committing the crimes. It's not people who were born and raised in Florida. People at Disney World.
There were some strange fashion choices. Some people. My favorite thing is to couple watch.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, you guys don't look like you would be together, but here you are at the happiest place on earth.
Well, did you go through it during Gay Pride?
No.
I feel like I've had a couple of friends who have literally gone to Disney World during Gay Pride and they didn't realize it. They were like, whoa, okay.
Look at all the love.
This is different.
That's wild. No, I just went during, my mom was there for a conference and she said, you should come. And, God forbid I pass up a semi-free trip. So
that's right.
So I went. I'm exhausted.
You should just get like a season pass. Or
I know. I swear I'm not trying to go that much. I have to go again in February.
For what?
For a bachelorette party, dude. I swear I'm not trying to be at Disney World this much.
This has to be some kind of record. The most times of going to Disney World.
It's honestly disgusting.
Disney, please just give this girl some free tickets or something. This is ridiculous.
At least the amount of times I'm there. Yeah.
Seriously, this is ridiculous.
I could lead a tour at this point.
Ooh, and you can be the leader of the Fast Pass.
Yeah. The best part is I don't ride the rides. So
you just walk around and drink?
Yes.
That is not fun.
I ride a couple of rides. I ride the spinnies.
Like which one?
Like
specifically? Like the Harry Potter stuff and whatnot?
I do the Harry Potter stuff if I'm at Universal, which we went to Universal this time. At Disney World, I do...
Wait, so you went to both parks?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No wonder you're so tired.
We did Disney 2 days and Universal 1 day.
Jeez, let's fix it.
Like at Disney, I'll do I can't even... my brain is dead, dude. Anything that's...
Wake it up.
Anything that spins and you can shoot stuff inside of it, I'll ride that.
Pause.
If it
I'm kidding. That's what
if it leaves the ground, I'm not fucking doing it. I am so sensory, like my threshold is so low that whenever there's like roller coasters, if it's shooting up and going down and all that shit, I get so anxious, nervous that I just tense up, fetal position, and like it's the most unenjoyable experience of my life.
Really?
So
interesting.
I can't do all that, but I could spin in circles.
No, I don't. I feel like I'm not trying to claim this for my life, but I do think that my body suffers from a little bit of like mini vertigo at times.
No.
Or it could just be my blood is low. I don't know. Either way, because
I'm anemic.
Every time I like bend down for any reason, tie my shoe, pick up something off the ground, as soon as I get up, like I am dizzy.
Your iron's probably low.
It's probably
that
low.
happened to me when my iron was real low.
But every single time. And then sometimes too, like I'm laying there and I'm just like, I feel like my body is doing this even though I'm completely still. And I'm like, Jesus, please, I don't need vertigo. That is not what I need right now. Yeah. And I can't fix it on myself. Even though I'm a physical therapist and I know how to fix vertigo, I can't do it on myself.
You want me to do it for you?
I mean, well, it only happens when I'm doing certain things.
Well, then don't do those certain things.
Well, I have to. They're functional
tasks.
Tasks, activities of daily living.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't have any of that. So
this is why I don't drop the soap very often. Because I can't. I'm going to be dizzy and pass out. Then I'm going to be vulnerable.
I hope you don't drop the soap very often.
Definitely not. Definitely not. How was your week other than going to Disney and Universal?
Let me tell you. I got to the airport 4 hours early to leave Orlando. 4 hours, ladies and gentlemen. That's a long time.
It really is.
I went to the park during the day, got myself from the hotel, went to the airport. It took me an hour and a half to check my bags in. That's it. Not security.
Wow.
Not grabbing a snack at McDonald's.
Oops.
Just waiting in line to give them my suitcase to check that shit. Because I don't know what the hell was going on with Southwest, or if just everyone wanted their 2 free check bags that day. Mm-hmm. No idea, but it was insane. It was the longest line I've ever seen in my entire life. And that was it. I'm so over airports. I don't want to be at an airport for another month at least.
Another month. That's how you know. That's how you know this girl travels.
I'm taking December.
You know, you're lying.
I'm taking January off.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think so.
You're not.
I have to. I'm so tired.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You still keep booking.
So listen. Have you ever done your human design?
No. What's that?
Okay, so it's like astrology, Enneagram, human design is like the chakra.
You were supposed to tell me something.
I know, we really need to do that.
Yeah.
So I had done my human design before, and then I just like forgot about it. I revisited it recently, and it was just saying how like the design that I am is just like very fast moving, and I'm one of the most, quote, energetic. I don't think it means that I have the energy. I think it just means that I put myself in situations that I probably shouldn't.
I agree 100%. Yes, you do.
And I was just like, God damn.
It's pretty accurate.
It is pretty accurate. So I'm just like, I can't help it. That's just the way God made me. That's who I am. If you ask me to go do something, I'm probably going to do it, unfortunately.
Listen, I was invited for drinks last night, and they were like, oh, yeah, let's go out for a drink. And I was like, yeah, I'm free. Let me know. And then they didn't call. I was like, please don't let them call. Don't let them call. Don't let them call. It was like 11 o'clock. They were like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry you forgot to text. I was like, yes. Thank you. Because my bra was already off.
I don't know what it is. I just like...
I'm the opposite.
Working on. How was your week?
My week was actually good. It was pretty short, and it was short for a good reason. My best friend came in town. It's always amazing when your best friend comes in town. And so we just got to hang out. We don't see each other as often just because, of course, she lives in a totally different state than I do. But we've been, friends since the 2nd grade, and she is my sister, and I was so happy that she came in town. So she was just like, I just really need to just, I need to check on you and lay my eyes on you. So I was like, yeah, come on in town.
Check up on it.
Exactly. So I had a short working week, which is great.
Nice.
So yeah, it was really good. I definitely needed that. I think, friendships are an amazing part of your life.
Amen, sister.
I think you if you don't have good friends around you, you don't have anything. Like good friends, good company, people who have seen you at your worst, see you at your best, and especially people who have grown with you through your life, through different stages of your life, adolescence, high school, college, marriage, kids, relationships, the whole nine. And people who can still see you for who you are and not judge you. Like, it's amazing.
I agree. I think at this big age of 28, like in the last...
Ooh, you're so old.
I know. I feel ancient. In the last year, I think I finally have settled into what I believe is the final friendship.
Wrong.
No?
No.
Why do you say that?
Because
you think I'm gonna have another shed?
Yeah,
I can't.
Absolutely.
I'm already down. I can't do it. I cannot shed anymore.
Once you turn 30, you will have another shedding.
No.
And when you turn 35, you will have another shedding.
No.
Your core though is gonna be there.
That.
Okay. Well, when we come back to this podcast in 5 years, we'll see.
Oh, you mean like a peripherals, like friends?
No, some even core friends you may lose.
Oh my God, which one of you? Who amongst you will betray
Somebody
me?
will be the Judas. I don't know who, but somebody will.
Y'all be kissing my cheek.
It happens.
Okay.
The older you get, the smaller your circle. The older you get, the smaller your circle.
Well, shit's pretty fucking small.
No, it's not. You've been to 40 weddings.
But
and you've been in them.
That's very different. That is very different.
If you're in somebody's wedding, that's a big deal. That means you're locked in.
See, you'd think that, but
we locked in, ain't no switching up. I'm just saying. Ow.
I have friends who have been asked to be in people's weddings that they've met 3 months prior.
There's an aesthetic thing.
Yeah, and there's wild people. I would never ask anybody to be in my wedding that I didn't know. That, but I think some people out here
I just feel like just because we're friends doesn't mean that you need to necessarily be in my wedding. If you didn't have anything to do with my actual relationship, I'm not just gonna have you up there.
Yeah.
First of all, I have sisters.
That's true.
And I mean, it's only 2 of them, but still, it's to the point. I don't want to have a whole big old wedding anyway. So,
yeah. No, I spent this morning. So I flew back late last night. I woke up this morning. I had brunch with my friends, and I was just like, I like y'all. Y'all some down ass people.
I would have hoped
I feel so. I just have never felt more in my own self around other people. No anxiety, no anything. And I'm like, this is a good place to be. I could rock this out for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
But now you're telling me I'm gonna lose some friends. I don't know what to do.
You will. One thing I can say about my best friend though, like, and I'm gonna tell the story.
She's a real bad bitch. Got her own money.
Absolutely. Like, it's so funny because we were talking about this this incident of how, had it not been for me, honestly, her and her husband would not be together. Like, and they've been married for 12 years now. And so back in high school, like we've all gone to high school together, and she was like in love with him, infatuated with him. I know she's gonna laugh because she listens to the podcast. Anyway, she was in love with him, head over heels in love with him, whatever. And she was afraid to tell him how she felt. And so my best friend has always been like the very shy, quiet, awkward girl. And of course, I'm the more assertive, bigger, larger than life personality. And so people are always like, how in the hell did y'all become best friends? And I'm like, we've known each other since the second grade. Like, because she was so quiet, I was like, I need to make sure nobody bullies this girl because she won't speak up for herself. And so after high school and we were in college and everything, she had an issue with like telling him how she felt and everything. And so long story short is one day, this was before like cell phones were really out like that and you were texting and all this. Was still when you didn't have free nights and weekends until 9:00 p.m. Anyway, so she wrote him this letter like explaining like how she felt and all this stuff. Wrote a letter.
That's dangerous. That's a paper trail.
They still have the letter.
Oh my God.
They do. So it was funny because we were going to a football game after we had come back from college and everything. And we were both at a red light. So she was driving. I was in the passenger seat. He was in his car at the red light next to us. So I was like, just give him the letter. She was like, no, I'm scared. So all of a sudden, I snatched the letter from her, hopped out of the car, threw the letter in his car, and the rest is history. And now they've been married for 12 years with 3 beautiful boys. And yeah, the rest is history. So you're welcome.
Talking about that this morning, well, just like how the universe works, because Sophia, my friend that just got married recently, she met her husband just by like happenstance, kind of through friends. I met this girl in college who was best friends with Sophia. Sophia and I became friends. I introduced her to one of my friends. That friend went to college with her husband. We were all at one night. We all met together.
Wow.
I was just like, if one of those things didn't happen, you would have never met. And like, they are so perfect together. Yeah. Like, they are just this like, I can't even explain to you how perfect of a couple they are. It's so hilarious. But I'm just like, the world is so funny. The universe is so crazy how things work out.
Yeah. Because we were talking, too, about how, like, with our friendship and the fact that we've been able to navigate through the different things that happen in our lives without, like, separating from each other or without, like, growing apart from each other. And the one thing that I was telling her, I was like, I feel like the reason why our friendship is so successful is because, number one, we don't envy each other's lives.
Yes. Thank you.
We are not in a secret competition with each other either. I think a lot of friendships, some friendships are based off of secret competition. And sometimes you don't even know you're in competition with that person because you don't really have a genuine competition with that person. And I was telling her, I said, even with the fact that my desire as a single person is to be married with children, even though she has a husband, beautiful marriage, beautiful children, I don't envy anything about that. And two, when I respect the sanctity of her marriage, I respect her and her husband's relationship. Like, we're all like really family, like really, really family. I mean, I look at her sons as my sons, these are my nephews and I love them to death. But it's literally that I don't envy anything about her personal life and about her marriage, about her motherhood. I envy nothing about her. I genuinely am happy when she's winning. Even if I'm not winning at that particular time. And I think that's why certain friendships, that's why I say when you get older, your friendship circle will change, especially as you all continue to be successful. And I won't say it will. It can. It has the potential to change.
It's like you were in our conversation today. We were just sitting there and I was like, what's yours is yours, and that does not negate anything that I can have. Yeah. And I'm so proud of you, and I think I'm so happy for everything you have. I'm never jealous. And I won't say I'm never jealous. There's times where I'm like, oh, I wish I had that, but never at your expense. Like, oh, I wish I had something like that. I wish I could experience that. But I was like, it's like we're all fruits, right? Apple, orange, banana, who the fuck cares? But like, you can't compare the two. It's completely different.
Exactly.
And I just think that if you have that mindset, which we do, and I think that's beautiful and I love them, then you wouldn't expect other people to be jealous of you if their friend, but there are, and these people who just like are insecure or have their own shit going on, and you're just like, just because I'm doing well or you're not at this place or we're doing different things or you want what I had, that doesn't mean that I'm I even hate saying like I'm better than you. It's not that I'm better than you. It's not that they think you're better than them. It's a lot of it, I think, is people don't think you deserve what you have.
Right.
Or if why you have it and they can't.
And why did you get it first and I didn't get it when I wanted it? Because I felt like I put in more work. And it's like, what?
And I'm like, girl, if I'm winning, we're all winning. Because I know my friends, the way we work is like, if I'm doing well or have something and you're not there and you want that, why wouldn't I help you get it?
Exactly.
Or why wouldn't I know that that's coming for you? Or why, I don't know.
And then too, you have to learn how to adjust with certain things. Like, when my best friend got married, I didn't feel like her husband was taking her away from me, like I was losing something. I'm like, no, I'm gaining a brother. Like, I'm happy to see that my best friend is happy and that she's in love and that somebody genuinely cares and loves her, and I want that for her. Versus, some people are just like, well, you're this and you're that. Why aren't you married yet? And why aren't you? And it's just like, well, no, that's not. And that's not the way that works.
Contrary to all the shit I talk about men on this podcast, I love love.
Yeah.
And if you find that, fuck yeah, I'm happy for you. Everyone's looking for that. Everyone wants to feel that. Yeah. I want to feel that.
Yeah. And her husband, too, knows that, first and foremost, we are a package deal.
There you go. Okay. That's all you need to know.
So that's all. As long as your spouse knows that your friends are a package deal and you as the friend don't try to do anything to ruin that marriage. Because there's a point where people do crazy stuff and just, I know you married, but let's go here. No. Like, my best friend's husband, he trusts me with my best friend. Like, we can go anywhere. We can go across the country, anywhere. He knows that his wife is going to come back in the same manner that she left, period.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize their relationship, their marriage, their kids, nothing. So, but yeah, you will have another shedding. You possibly. I won't and it's not a negative thing either.
I now view sheddings not as negative things. It just like,
it hurts.
It makes me sad to think that, but also I think about past sheddings and I'm like, well, that would have made you sad too, bitch, but now you're so happy.
Yeah. Some people you need to lose.
Some people you need to lose. I would currently not like to lose anyone. If you're listening to this and you consider yourself a close friend of mine, don't fuck it up, please, for the love of God.
And you don't fuck it up either.
I will not.
Because you just know you.
Because I know me. I hit the fade away. I'm a good friend.
Well, I'll tell you who is a good friend and spouse. Jesus, yes, but he's not a spouse. But Brittany Griner's wife. This woman has fought for her love, her true love, her best friend.
That's some real love. That's some lesbian shit.
It gotta be.
I swear I
don't think in this universe a heterosexual man
have been like, well,
would ever go after their wife in a Russian prison like Brittany Griner's wife
sure
did.
Is far away.
Man, Lord, if I'm supposed to be a lesbian, just tell me. I mean, I don't like women like that, but
it would be a lot easier. I'll tell you right now.
I guess I'm just gonna have to get one of them roommates that a lot of people have. And just like, oh yeah, that's my roommate. Roommates, y'all own houses and lands and shit.
Oh shit!
I don't want to have sexual intercourse with you, but goddamn,
but I need someone to fight for me if I get stuck in a Russian prison.
Man, Jesus! All that to say, we are happy that Brittany Griner has officially been released from Russia and is back in the United States.
It's been a year, hasn't it?
It's been almost a year. I think she was in there. God. She got in there February of this year.
And she cut her damn locks off.
She did, but apparently people were like, "Oh my God, did the Russians make her cut her locks off?" But I think she was saying something about, I guess the harsh weather because it's so cold over there that her locks were freezing or something. So it was just better just to cut them off. But I mean, she's still a beautiful woman. So
yeah, it just sucks because like you grow those out forever.
That's very true.
And she was this close. That's why I never do shit ever, because I'm like, the minute I do it,
that's very true,
it's gonna come. Yeah. But you know what, that's awesome. Glad she's back. How freaking traumatic that whole situation was.
I mean, first of all, I thought that would never happen, and as quickly, and the fact that she's back in the States before Christmas but just able to be with her family during the holiday time. Like I'm quite sure her wife has been like sleepless this entire time. Like, I mean, I'm quite sure the political yo-yo that she has had to endure on behalf of her wife, while also maintaining their household, maintaining businesses or whatever the case may be. Also, too, holding Brittany Griner down while she's there, don't have any contact with her, don't know where she is. You know what I mean? It's just an all around horrible situation. But I'm so grateful that, I would say, I would thank President Biden for doing what he needed to do. I think there was also a hidden agenda behind that. But anyway, I don't care as long as she got home.
Listen,
that's all that matters.
You wouldn't want that to be you.
No,
you wouldn't
want
to be in that situation. No. That's like worst case scenario. That's what people tell you, like, don't do this because this could happen. Like, that is what happened to her.
And I think people making light of it and just like, you traded a war spy over some bitch who played basketball. Like, shut the fuck up. Nobody would even.
Probably didn't even
First
vote.
of all, your own children wouldn't even try to get you out of a Russian prison. So shut the fuck up. Like, I hate people who do shit like that. Like, this woman was literally unlawfully detained in a whole nother country. And then Kim Kardashian said something today, which I do agree with, but I'm like, wrong, as Keke Palmer would say, wrong scenario, okay? She's like, if Biden could get Brittany Griner out of prison for a little bit of weed, then can't we do the same thing in the United States? Kim,
all right.
What rights did she have in Russia?
Trying to get the Balenciaga heat off of her.
Like, shut the fuck up and worry about your ex-husband who going around here crazy. Girl, sweep around your own front door.
That's what we
before
say.
You try
We've
to
always
sweep
said
around
it.
mine.
Always said
like,
that.
Jesus, I hate that. Like, let it celebrate Brittany Griner being home and being back with her family and being safe. All this extra political shit, Go put it on another platform, but don't bring Brittany Griner into it. Be happy and be thankful that the girl is home. Jesus, have mercy.
How similar to the Russian prison in Stranger Things season 4 do you think that Russian prison was?
I think it's probably pretty accurate.
I think so too.
Without the monster.
Take it or leave the Demogorgon. But dude, all I can think of Russian prison is like nasty work camp shit.
I think it is very much so.
It has
concentrated
to be. She was
work
Hopper.
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in the snow? Hell no.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
sorry if you speak Russian. One of the scariest languages I've ever heard.
German is very scary.
So is German, but like when oh no.
Yeah.
I wonder how much Russian she speaks.
Well, even
now.
too when they were interviewing her when she was, I think she was on the plane and she was just looking. They were just like, "Oh, are you happy to go home?" And she was like, "What the fuck?" Like, don't do any
surreal.
interviews. Just let me go home.
Can you? It's probably like
she probably was like, "Is this gonna be a trick? Like, is this plane gonna
the
crash? Is this gonna?"
mental shields you have to to
Yeah.
dissociate from your body in that situation
You
just
do.
to survive.
Yeah, you really do.
And they're probably doing shit to like keep her alive, but just barely because they knew they couldn't do anything too crazy because she was this huge political pawn.
I think
Yeah,
they
like-
could have just to be able to start a war and do some crazy
Do you
shit.
think
Yes,
they would have killed her over there?
absolutely. When
Oh
you
no, I think they would have kept her alive just to keep dangling her.
I mean, yeah, I think they would have did that too. But I think Putin is a very, from what I have seen,
From my personal
from my
conversations,
personal
with Vlad,
conversations with
I
him,
can tell you.
he just seems like he will do whatever it takes to get whatever he wants. And if it's a war he wants, he will do what he needs
Sounds
to do
like
in
a
order to
winner.
get it. So, and we know that she was a political pawn. I mean, nobody said anything when Trump got, out of fucking Switzerland? Was it Switzerland?
A$AP Rocky?
A$AP Rocky. I'm like, y'all went over here talking about, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck? Like, come on. It's annoying. A black woman was unlawfully detained in a whole nother country that has no rights, even for its citizens. Okay? A dictatorship through and through. Be happy Brittany Griner is home. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about your raggedy ass cousin Pookie. Free my cousin Pookie then. He only got in prison for 10 grand. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Different rules. Jesus. Anyway, neither here nor there. What were you telling me about Mr. R. Kelly, speaking of people in prison?
Y'all. This man. These people somehow just keep staying relevant.
They make our content
So
really amazing.
over the last week, this album, this like hour-long album from R. Kelly was released. This man is in prison, so everyone was like, "What the hell is going on?" An album titled "I Admit It."
Yeah.
Or I Admit was
I
released,
Admit,
R.
yeah.
Kelly, on the streaming platforms. Of course, he's in prison saying, "Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was unauthorized. The label released it without..." Okay, whatever. So, of course, we took it upon ourselves to listen to some of it. Not all of it. I hate that man, and I do not support
Fowler's
him.
like, stop
I did
bopping
not give
to it
him...
for me.
She was bopping with that. I said, stop bopping to it. This is
And did.
research. This is solely research. We're
And
not
did.
here to enjoy it. I didn't give him a stream. I listened to it off of some, like, a third link down YouTube. I wanted nothing to do with Robert Kelly.
You didn't want it in your cookies or anything?
No, I didn't want it in my cookies or anything. These songs are just like...
They're good songs.
I will not.
You got it.
I will not say that.
They're good songs.
Okay, so what is the line he said in the I Admit song? He's like, "I admit I can't read."
Yeah, he said, "I admit I can't read." I was like,
It's basically the song of him
Robert,
saying,
we know.
it was like, I admit, he's admitting to all these things he has done, but
I guess he wants redemption. I don't know.
The shit he was prosecuted for.
I don't really know what the ending of it was.
He's not admitting to. We didn't listen all the way through. The only thing better than the album were the damn comments.
Comments were amazing.
Y'all
Absolutely
are riding hard for Robert Kelly. Every single comment was like, yes, King, the king of R&B, he's back. Y'all can say what you want, but I love him. They're like, fuck you, Robert Kelly, for making such a good album. Da, 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 da. Y'all.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Y'all need help.
Now, I think people need to relax when it comes to what other people enjoy. People are not enjoying and not for what he did to these women, what he was convicted of, what he was found guilty of. But at the same time, and there is a but, because people go, there ain't no but. It is a but. People get to enjoy whomever they would like to enjoy, whether we like it or not. Again, I think the albums that R. Kelly made back in the day that I still have the CDs of,
which is very different than giving him streams currently.
Exactly.
Which I will give that to you.
So I will not, even if you didn't give it to me, I would still, if his music was available, I would stream whatever I want to because I pay for it and it's my choice. But because of what he did, I personally will not stream it to give him any money toward his commissary, his potato chips. But if I want to listen to Step in the Name of Love on the album, the compact disc, I will listen to it because I got it in the car right now. Just saying.
Yes, you are. That is all
Yes.
good and well. I'm just saying, if you're sitting there listening to a song about him saying, I admit all these awful things, but I'm not going to admit to the thing I was prosecuted against, I will be judging you for that.
No, don't listen to that song. Change it to something else.
Yeah.
Something a little bit more
Can
upbeat.
we please read?
Yes.
The
song list?
I need to read you the song list.
Well,
of this
for a
album.
disclaimer, he did release a statement, or his people released a statement saying that was not his album. He did not release this. Apparently, somebody leaked it. Somebody
leaked it, and I do think it was recorded in like 2018.
Yeah. Because he was going through all his trial stuff in 2018, right?
Yeah. Like, can I just read you one comment?
Please do.
Wow, this album is pure fire. Fire emoji, fire emoji. Lyrics on point. Yeah, man.
That's probably one of his girlfriends who still ride for him.
Love this album. Beautiful album. Some parts remind me of music from Marvin Gaye. The admit track is a killer straight to people's head. Pure truth. This brother is truly talented. There's no denying. Okay.
You're like the Jimmy Kimmel things when the celebrities read mean tweets.
Yes. Okay. Here are some of my favorite title tracks. Ready? Where's Love When You Need It? Good Old Days.
That's a good song title.
I Know You Got a Man. I Don't Care.
Oh. Okay.
She Deserve. Freaky Sensation. The Last Man Standing. And I Admitted I Did It. Parts 1, 2, and 3.
And 3. Wow. I wonder if there's going to be any videos that are going to be associated with it.
Prison talk videos.
Very true.
God.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting. I really do.
I shouldn't have been surprised. It was surprising the amount of comments.
But can we admit, though, a couple of things?
Can you admit it? You did it?
No. No. Can we admit R. Kelly has a great voice? Can we admit that?
Yeah, I think that's an objective.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, too, is he a great songwriter?
I don't know.
He writes all the songs.
Oh, he writes all those songs?
Yeah.
I Believe I Can Fly was, an anthem.
Absolutely. Step in the Name of Love was the original because I'm happy. The whole world was singing it. And Step in the Name of Love. He stepped in some shit, but
he stepped somewhere in the name of something.
I don't support R. Kelly. I do not at all. I still just think that he created great music.
And you know what? He is currently paying the consequences.
Yeah.
For his actions.
People will say it's never enough. Did he get life in prison? He didn't get life in prison. No, he got like 25 years or some shit like that.
He got a good amount of time. Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, the internet, just the memes that are coming out, I die.
I think it's interesting to say the least. First of all, third of all, or fourth, whatever
number one. You don't care.
I do want to say a special thank you to the state of Georgia. Thank you for not fucking this one up. Raphael Warnock was reelected to his Senate seat, thank God, and he beat the coon ass Herschel Walker.
Did you not know raccoons are the smartest animals?
They are, according to Herschel Walker, because he wants to be a werewolf. So yeah. But the fact that Raphael Warnock only won by 50,000 votes is insane to me. that was so close, but also not. I wasn't surprising, because when political parties have an agenda, they don't care which candidate is up there.
No.
As long as they put forth exactly. And two, this was not about Raphael Warnock or about Herschel Walker. It was about controlling the Senate. That's all it was about. Anyway, and gaining back control of the Senate, which did not happen.
Is your license still active in Georgia?
What do you mean, my PT license? Mm-hmm. No. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just wondering.
But I can't vote there because it's not my driver's license.
I know. It's just I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Just a random question.
No. My license is still valid. My PT license is still valid in Georgia. I'm going to keep it because it's cheap. It's only $65.
Damn.
Every 2 years.
Why is Texas so expensive?
I don't know. It's like getting it all over again.
A scam.
It's like $200.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you got to take,
and I have to take a jurisprudence, which is...
Well, we got to take it for Georgia, too. You didn't have to before,
if I said it, I said it.
Yeah, but at least you can't fail it. I mean, if you try hard enough, you can. And you
hey, I've been known to fail some open book things.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, we are all... what were you talking about, Lori Harvey?
Woo! I don't know how many times I have to say on this podcast. Allegedly.
Everything is alleged that we say.
Everything is alleged that I say. But y'all know that I think that there's something fishy and super sexy about Lori Harvey.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. Do I think she is a high celebrity profile beard for other high profile celebrity males? Yes, I do. I think she is a closeted lesbian or bisexual woman, which is totally cool that she doesn't want people to know about, which is also her business.
Yeah. But
all that to say, everywhere over social media last week, it was like, do you know who Damson Idris
of course,
from the guy Snowfall. From Snowfall. Do you watch that show?
I started watching it and then I stopped because I just wasn't watching TV, but not because it was bad. It was a really good show.
I really like that show. Really like him. It came out that they were to begin dating and that he had to sign an allegedly an NDA, and there was $1 million basically like clause in there that if he were to come out with any of this information about her or to share information, that he would be fined $1 million. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, what type of secret is worth $1 million?
A Lori Harvey.
I would say one based on sexuality and sexual preference.
I think that's a pretty good thing to do, especially for being a high profile celebrity. I guess she is technically, but she really...
No, super smart. But I'm like, how did we get that NDA?
But I think too, like, it's almost like if Taylor Swift, if the men that Taylor Swift dated would have done the same thing, because she turns all of her relationships
also
into
potential
songs.
Beard.
Mm. You think she might be gay?
Hell yes, I think she is gay. 100%.
I look at her as asexual.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Yeah, I look at her as asexual.
There's just a lot of evidence.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's great. I think a lot more celebrities should start doing shit like that, and so people can't go and be like a. Remember? You might be too young. Remember Corinne Stevens? They used to call her Superhead.
I have no idea.
Okay, she was a video model who dated a lot of celebrity men. She was a video vixen. She was like one of the first like prominent video vixens that was in every music video, like her and like Melissa Ford and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But she did this book, and people call her Superhead, and so she ended up just taking the name.
Why did they call her Superhead?
You can use your imagination sexually.
That's what I figured,
yeah.
But I didn't know.
So she basically took that term and she wrote a book about it, and she coined the term. It was like almost like what Amber Rose did with the whole slut thing or whatever. And so she wrote this book.
But I would rather be Superhead than like subpar.
Well, yeah, I
shitty.
Guess. Well, she dated a lot of rappers, or allegedly had sex with a lot of rappers, and she wrote this book exposing all of the people that she ended up sleeping with. And so I'm like, if they would have had clauses like that, that book probably would have never came out. And then,
that's true.
Potentially ruin people's marriages, or people just shut up. If she says it, just shut up.
In this day and age, if you are a celebrity, you should have an NDA.
You really
should. Dating
should.
Anyone.
You absolutely should.
I'm just saying, this just makes me feel like 100% she's hiding something.
I mean, I agree.
I would love for her to come out as lesbian.
But you know how, like, first of all, she's already a very sexy woman, right?
100%.
I think her sex appeal would go through the roof if she came out as gay.
I agree.
The lesbians are already on her, I'm quite sure. Men and women are on her. So, I mean...
Skyrocket her.
Seriously. Or if she came out as bisexual. I mean, come on.
I would love that.
I mean, it would... The price is not... Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's all I'm saying. $1 million to shut your mouth. I'll shut up.
Shut the hell up.
Now, I wonder if there's a time limit or expiration on
I don't know.
Like, you can't say anything for at least the next 5 years until my husband is found or whatever. You can say whatever the hell you want to say. I can deny it.
Damn, I wouldn't say shit.
I wouldn't say anything either. Just give me $1 million. I won't say nothing. Is this before taxes or after taxes?
Flat rate.
Right, it got to be a flat rate, regardless of taxes.
But then again, all the memes coming out. The internet's on fire today.
Yeah, they really are. They definitely are. Well, I'll tell you who else has revealed a stipulation that they have. Whoopi Goldberg, who is the co-host of The View. She basically came out and she was, they were talking about the Marilyn Monroe movie, and I guess it's kind of controversial.
Okay, you're talking about the Netflix one?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No.
I didn't
even know there was one out.
I did not like it.
Really?
It was very strange.
Well, that's what they were talking about. And so Whoopi Goldberg, she basically revealed that her will basically has stipulations that prevents unauthorized biopics of her life, which I think is very brilliant for her to put that in there, because how many celebrities die and people tell these unauthorized stories. They can't, like, even with Aaliyah. I remember Aaliyah's family allegedly did not give Lifetime permission to tell her life story. They did not sell the biopic to her, to them. And so in the movie, that's why none of the actual Aaliyah music was ever played, because they didn't get the rights to the music. Well, I mean, I think Timbaland probably owns everything anyway, and Timbaland and Missy, because they produce everything. But the family, her Aaliyah's estate did not give them permission to do that movie.
That's
which I think is amazing.
It's crazy to me that once I'm gone, someone can just make up a story about my entire life and be like, this is it. And then everyone believes it.
And they profit off of it and don't give it back to the estate.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah. That Marilyn Monroe movie was extremely strange. And it was very much like, which, do I know enough about Marilyn Monroe to tell you if that was her life or not? No. But it just seemed very like victim-y. And
did they make everything about her and her JFK?
No, but like her and how she was just she was just used for sex, and she was using people for sex, and I don't know. Just the way it was portrayed was strange.
Who played her?
Who's the girl from Ana de Armas? The one she is from 5, 6, 7, Knives Out. The one who throws up. She was just dating Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck before he started dating, what's her face again?
Jen.
Yeah.
J-Lo. Did you see how the internet is tearing her up about her allegedly doing a Whitney Houston tribute?
My God.
I'm like, did she come out
and say doesn't even sing her own songs.
No, Ashanti sings all her songs.
My God.
And she just lip syncs.
She has recently been on this like, no, me and Ben are meant to be tour. And we're like, no one gives a shit about you and Ben Affleck. You're married, go be married. You've been cheating with each other for the last 20 years. We're over it. This girl, have you ever seen her?
Oh, yeah.
She plays Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay. She doesn't look like her.
She's blonde.
Oops.
And she has an accent, but in the movie, she's trying not to. It's strange.
She's trying really hard to not have the accent. Oh, that's interesting. What were you telling about Uber this week? Why were they in the news? A killing?
Oh.
I was trying to give you a segue, but...
Thank you. That was a great segue. Absolutely. I was like, I took an Uber?
You probably did. Who knows?
I took a lot of fucking Ubers. Yeah, give me a second. Oh no.
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
See? Stop.
Okay, where's the Uber story? Hold on. I just had it. Where is it?
Why don't you just screenshot?
I know, I should. All the pictures of R. Kelly just like...
I admit it. I did it.
What? That was like when OJ was like, if I did it.
I did it. This is how I do it. This is how I did it.
And everyone's like, ha, ha, ha.
This is how I did it.
The money's still going to Nicole's estate.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Over.
This is how I did it if I did it.
He was like, I did sleep with my girlfriend's best friend, and I did sleep with some prostitutes and some underage girls. I did cheat on my wife. I can't read or write.
I admit it, I can't read or write.
Oh,
but I didn't do all that other shit they talking about and they put me in jail for.
But I'm still wrongly convicted.
Social media is the devil.
Woo! So... Yolanda Dillon, 54-year-old, who worked for New Orleans Police Department and had to Uber on the side, right? She's an Uber driver because God forbid we pay anyone a living wage.
We got to, okay, that's a whole nother talk show. The fact that you don't make enough money as a police officer that you had to go in Uber.
Well, she's not a police officer. She works. She's an analyst for the budget. But still, if you're a fiscal budget analyst for a police department, you'd think you'd make enough money.
I would think you make good money as that, but maybe not.
Yeah, so she was Ubering on the side. She picked up a 29-year-old, Brandon Jacobs, who that day decided he wanted to kill somebody.
Wow.
Has her drop him off basically in the parking lot of a hotel, stabs her to death, records it, puts it on Facebook.
Oh, Jesus Lord.
Which,
come rescue us, Jesus.
This is why I'm not on Facebook. The strangest people love Facebook.
But you take a lot of Ubers.
I do take, ooh.
Thank you. And you're always invited. You want to go clubbing with us?
I invited my Uber driver out one time. And first of all, the driver wasn't the murderer. The being driven person was the murderer.
It happens both ways.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that this weekend. It's very easy for someone to, yes, I was in an Uber. It's just like very easy for someone to take off with you when you're in an Uber.
Well, because when you hop in an Uber, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be like on the side of the street or something, and you're not checking the doors to see if the child lock is on.
Let me tell you that my Uber this weekend was a Tesla, and I was fearing for my life because I was just thinking like, I can't get out of this fucking car. First of all, I could barely get into the car. It's so hard to open the damn doors.
Yeah. And then, God forbid, the power completely goes out.
Yeah, and I was just like, I could be stuck in this car. I put a lot of trust into Uber.
It's your white safety.
It is white safety. I'm like, surely someone will come.
Truly, someone will come. Are you thinking you're like Brittany Griner's wife will come and save you? Is that what you're thinking?
I would love for Brittany Griner's wife. Someone's got to fight for me. Please.
It won't be me.
I know. My roommate.
I don't think she will either. I think the only one you got on your side is your mom. At this
I know.
point.
And she won't even help me hide a body, but she said she'll give me a good lawyer.
Yeah, she'll come pick you up when you're drunk. She'll try to come rescue you. She'll try a couple times.
I know.
Your Nana?
No, she's going to be like, not. Well, listen, girl.
You paid the cost to be the boss.
She'll get the Daughters of the Republic of Texas to rally behind me with a great cause. But
crazy.
Isn't that insane?
That's horrible.
And he told cops, I woke up this morning and I wanted to kill somebody.
Go kill yourself.
But also, like,
don't kill other. I hate. Don't kill yourself. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to say.
Hey.
But
like, if you're gonna harm someone, you harm yourself. That's the only person you're allowed to harm. Don't bring anybody else into it. The idea that, like, you just don't think about that either, being an Uber driver, that you're gonna go pick, like, you just go pick people up and drive them wherever. Like, it's this, you don't know social contract. You don't know who's getting in your car. It's horrifying.
And you don't have a metal detector in your car, so you don't know what weapons people have on them.
Being a woman in this day and age, in this society, is horrifying.
I mean, it's
like, poor lady. She's only 50-something years old.
Just trying to make extra money to.
I know, around the holidays too.
Come on,
God. People are
disgusting, to say the least.
Anyway, I won't be going to New Orleans for a while.
Yeah, no. Well, I'll tell you who else is pretty disgusted with a particular person in social media, which there are mixed reviews, and we're just here to talk it out. We're not here to convince you either way.
Listen.
We know you're going to talk back to your radio stations, to your phones as you're listening to this podcast, to the TV when you're watching the YouTube, which we appreciate, right?
Always.
We love for you to put your dialogue in the comments about this. This particular subject is kind of controversial. I would say that it's specific to HBCU graduates and attendees, but it can be a conversation open up to everybody. So in the news this past week, or in social media news, Deion Sanders, former NFL player, he played for the Dallas Cowboys, is currently the head football coach at Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi, which is an HBCU. And he has been the coach for the last, 2-3 years, I think. And he came in with the concept of trying to really help rebuild this program, to really put HBCU football on the map. The fact that he did not graduate from an HBCU, but he did attend PWI, using his resources to now come back to black schools to try to help lift it up, blah, 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 right? So I want to give it this. I want to first say that Deion Sanders, I feel like, did a lot for Jackson State University. Jackson State University was already an entity, already a school, already had its own character and personality before Deion Sanders got there. Let me be very clear. Jackson State is an amazing university, has an amazing band, amazing dancers, the whole nine. It was a whole foundation before Deion Sanders got there. While he's been there, he's called out a lot of different issues with HBCUs, with that particular HBCU, with regard to mismanagement of funds, with regard to lack of resources and things of that nature, which every college, I personally believe, goes through mismanagement of funds. But if
there's so many of them.
It's so many, but also too, there is a huge racial disparity among and underfundment of HBCUs versus PWIs. Now, for example, If I give you $100 and I take $20 from you, you're going to notice that I stole $20 from you, correct? Right.
Yes.
Now, if you have $5 million and I take $20 from you, are you going to realize that I took $20 from you?
No, praise the Lord.
Exactly. So that's the difference between black schools and white schools. White schools misappropriate funds all the time. Nobody notices it, and it's never on the in media. When black schools misappropriate funds, again, which happens all the time, unfortunately, it's because we already don't have enough money. And so when it happens, it's detrimental to the ecosystem of an HBCU. So long story short, Deion Sanders has now taken a job at Colorado University of Colorado, whatever, some college in Colorado, which is a Big Five school. And he basically is signing a contract for, I believe it was $5 million per year. And he's now leaving Jackson State University. And so some of the people in Jackson, Mississippi, even people who are outside of Jackson, Mississippi, are very disappointed in the decision that he made to leave this school, to leave Jackson, because of course Jackson State, being underfunded, could not pay him what he I guess is worth or wanted or whatever the case may be. And he did say in the beginning, like, listen, if there is an opportunity for me to go to a Big Five school, I will have to entertain the position. I'd be a fool too if I didn't, right? Some people are saying that, oh, y'all have no right to be mad at this man and he just taking another job and what's the point, da 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 da. I think for those people who have never gone to an HBCU, who have never, I guess I don't want to use the word suffer because we didn't suffer, but people who have not been under the reign of an HBCU to understand how PWIs affect HBCUs in such a big way and a negative way. We had at Florida State University trying to purchase FAMU every single fucking year. Every year it was some shit where things were coming out. They were coming for our accreditation. I remember I was in PT school and literally CAPT, which is the national accrediting surveyors or whatever of colleges, they literally came to our university and we had to sit in a room with these people and answer questions like it was a fucking FBI.
What?
Because our accreditation was on the line. Tell me how many students at a PWI went through that same thing.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. So there are certain experiences that are very different from HBCUs to PWIs. And I think one of the biggest issues why people are so mad is because they're like, here you go again. You're doing something amazing. You're starting this movement and now you're pulling away to go to the white man because he offered you more money. Mm-hmm. Even though in real life, let's be clear, in corporate America, you offer me more money, I'm doing the same damn thing. Yes, I'm leaving because bitch, you can't afford me.
Yep.
But I think people have the right to be upset.
Athletic programs, it's never that because it's not just you and the money. It's the better you're doing, the better recruits you get. The better recruits you get, the more money the school gets. It's all these things wrapped up into it. So it's not like he's just leaving the school to coach somewhere else. He's leaving all this opportunity and these strides that were being made, and he's like, peace. And I think his son is going to play at Colorado too.
And apparently too, he's taking some of the players with him, which is also basically now you're undercutting black schools yet again who already don't get top recruits.
Which, like, from him, I can see it because he's like, listen, I recruited you, I brought you in, we've worked hard together, and they probably have relationships with him where they were like, we came here because of you. And he's like, well, you can come here with me, I'll take you. But it's a fucked up situation.
It is. I think it's fucked up either way. And I think for Deion Sanders, like, you have to understand why people are mad, but also for the people who are upset, you have to understand that this is a different opportunity for him as well, too. Like, put yourself in his shoes. Now, does Deion Sanders really need $5 million a year? No. But does Jeff Bezos? No. Yeah, but he still got it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think it would have still been better. Me personally, as a person who graduated 2 times from an HBCU, so which means I spent a lot of time on HBCU campus. One HBCU in particular, Florida A&M University. I think had he stayed and set a precedence where he created a standard and brought other people there, and that it trickled down throughout other HBCUs, I think him leaving wouldn't have stung as bad. But I think it was just all in the timing of how it happened.
And this is typical of college football coaches. Like, they're always moving, they're always trying, because they all want to be NFL coaches. They're all trying to keep moving up and wheeling and doing all this shit, and they're all trying to make the biggest salary.
Yeah.
It just sucks because this was such a big move for him to go coach there.
Yeah. And because he really turned that program around at Jackson State. And it was like, wow, imagine if all of these NFL players come back and do this. How HBCUs can now compete on the same level. Because one thing about Deion Sanders that I did respect was the fact that he did call out the disparities between HBCUs and PWIs, and especially too with regard to FAMU specifically, because FAMU's record right now is 9-2. And we literally only lost one division game, which was to Jackson State. And the other game was like, it's basically a money game. Like we play like a Big 10 school or Big 12 school, whatever. We get $1 million for losing them fucking games. We don't be trying to, no one cares about those games. It's literally just about the band anyway. So technically we only lost one division game, but our record was still 9-2. We didn't get a bowl game. So, and Deion Sanders called it out in one of his press conferences. He was just like, how in the hell do y'all give any of these other schools a bowl game, but FAMU with a record of 9-2? Exactly. And but if we don't get the bowl game, we can't get the money. We can't get the TV time. We can't get the media, which means yet again, here we go with the bullshit.
But it's like, if you're never there, I'm sure to them it's like, well, they don't have the fan base. We don't see the fan base, the money coming in for them to have a bowl game. But how, if you're never given the opportunity,
exactly,
how do you know that it's not there? It's the same thing with Fenty. Remember that time there's only 6 makeup shades? And like, yeah, well, there's only 6 makeup shades.
Yeah.
No,
nobody's gonna buy this stuff, Rihanna, and look at it. Yeah. And so I think I hear both sides of it. I just personally, I do personally feel like HBCUs are underfunded, severely underfunded. And I think people blaming the alumni at Jackson State saying, well, the alumni just need to give. Let's be very clear. Let's be extremely clear and transparent about this. Most HBCU grads have a shit ton of debt. We ain't got no money to give back. Ask me how much money I've given back to FAMU.
How much money?
0. It took them 2 years to give me my goddamn unofficial transcript or my official transcript because they said I owed them $3,000 and I didn't. This was after I graduated with my PT degree. I couldn't even get my damn transcript.
Wait, so what did you do?
Well, I had to go up there with my cousin and she pretended to be my lawyer. because they did
misappropriating.
It wasn't that they misappropriated. They misput it on my account, and I was like, "Bitch, I never got this money. Here's all my records." And they was like, "All right, we'll take it off." And it was only because my cousin went up there with a briefcase. They thought she was a lawyer. I wasn't gonna tell them nothing different.
A briefcase will do a lot for you.
Shit, I sure did. And they were like, "Your account is free and clear. I need 5 copies of my official transcript right now. I just do. I still got them. They in my drawer in my room. I sure do. You never know when you're going to need your official transcript. Just get a bunch of copies. But yeah, a lot of us graduate with a shit ton of debt. We don't have money to give back like these PWI, these boosters. That goes back to the economic disparity, generational wealth that black people in this country do not have. We didn't have no boots to put on to strap them up, motherfuckers. Goddamn. We can go all the way back from slavery time. Generational wealth is not created for black people a lot of the times, and we don't have it. So you can't blame, people from Jackson State, alumni from Jackson State to say, oh, they don't give back. They ain't got it. We over here asking Joe Biden, hey, can you give us $1,200 more in a stimulus check? You think we got money to give back? Man. Absolutely anyway, not. Neither here nor there. That's a whole nother topic.
He is catching a lot of heat for that.
He is. I think he's just gonna have to ride this
one out.
And
he knew he was going to.
Yeah, he's built for it tough. He just suck it up, Deion. Godspeed, brother.
Hey, listen, $5 million will make that real easy.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't know what else
I put up with a lot of shit for $5 million.
Listen, I would. Well, yeah, I would. Yeah. It depends on if the taxes were already involved in it or not.
That's true. But where's he going in Colorado? What do the taxes look like in Colorado?
I mean, he can smoke weed. Well, no, he's not gonna do that. He can't.
He can't.
He won't be able to run. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the taxes are. I think the cost of living there is not that bad.
I saw, just talking about cost of living, this article pop up that said the average rent last month in Manhattan was $5,000, and it's like the highest it's ever been. $5,000 for an apartment.
That? Who's paying that?
I have no fucking idea.
And listen. Baby, no.
Even if I had it, I don't know that I'd pay that.
No.
That wouldn't feel good with my soul.
I would move back in with my mama.
Vibrationally, it doesn't align with
that's
me.
A low vibration for me. I would move right back in with my mama. Absolutely not.
That's
$5,000 a month?
5 times 12 is what?
You got to be a stripper. You got to sell drugs. You have to.
I love those videos of strippers cleaning their money. It's like ASMR.
Oh, in the laundry? Yeah.
Yes.
And it comes out so clean.
Yes.
Which shows you how dirty money really
Disgusting.
is. Yeah. You want to go straight? Well, you want to talk about what we're watching? Which really, you haven't watched anything.
I haven't watched it. I'm trying to think. Have I watched anything? Have you watched anything?
I watched Emancipation, Will Smith's new movie. It was good. It talks about the story of Peter. It's called. He's also known. His photo is more famous, honestly, than his story is. And this is basically a life depiction of him. It's based on a true story. It's on Apple TV Plus.
They really been doing good shit lately.
They really have. It was a really good movie. The only thing that I hated was the slave porn. And it wasn't like. It wasn't downtrodden the whole movie. It really wasn't. There was redemption. There was revenge, which I love that. I won't tell too much of the actual story, but it was based off the life of, there's a famous image. If you guys Google whipped Peter, on Google, you will see the famous photo that depicts slavery with the man with a whole bunch of like whips and lashes on his back. This picture has been around since 1865 when it was taken. But anyway, it was a really good movie, and I think you can get Apple TV Plus or Apple Plus 2 months free. Will Smith has worked it out with Apple TV.
I'm sure he has.
Yeah, well, people were saying that they didn't have Apple Plus, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give you too much." Y'all know why they do that, right? It's a marketing strategy because they know that in 2 months you're not gonna remember, and it's gonna automatically charge you. So even if they only get one charge, they're gonna get the charge.
I think it's real convenient how he disappeared and came back, and now you get free Apple TV, and this movie's.
Well, the movie was supposed to come out after the Oscars. I was just
gonna ask you, when was it supposed to?
It was supposed to release after.
They told that motherfucker, "You go away, you sit down, you shut the fuck up. We'll give you 6 months, and we'll try to release this shit because we got to recoup this money."
I personally think they should have released it around a Black monumental event, February or
Black
June.
History Month.
Exactly, because you're doing it through Christmas. I don't want to see that during Christmas.
Well, that's like Wednesday. Why didn't they release Wednesday during Halloween? It would have done. I mean, it's doing crazy numbers right now, but can you imagine watching that during Halloween?
I don't know if they did that because of like a certain era that like, oh, the Oscars are already over, or Emmys or whatever awards or something like that. You have to submit your stuff in a category before a certain time or after a certain time. So I don't know if they did it because of that, but Emancipation definitely should have came out either February or June, not
almost
during
in
Christmas.
February. I feel like by the time, can you believe it's almost Christmas?
I'm happy.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah, I started watching Wednesday, but I fell asleep on the first episode, so I got to go back and
it's good. The finale of
Don't you tell it.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm still okay. Shit.
Oh, okay.
The finale of White Lotus is tonight. I'm excited.
Oh, cool beans. I thought you were going to say like the finale of Wednesday. I was like,
no,
don't you ruin
it. I really want to watch the Meghan Markle Harry Styles.
Oh, I do too.
Documentary on.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people talking about it. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Does she seem fake to you? How do you feel about Meghan Markle?
I don't feel any kind of way. I feel like she's a woman who, bit off more than she could chew and understanding what she was getting into and how her relationship was about to change literally the whole culture of the UK. I mean, I love that fact that they put her mother in it, because I did see a little clip of her mother talking, and I was like, finally, we get to see where she comes from. Mm-hmm. And like, because for so long, she's basically just been told to just shut up and look pretty, unfortunately. Yeah. So, and I really do hate the fact that the British media has torn her to shreds. I think that's horrible and awful, but I guess love is love.
Yep, sure is, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean,
I only knew her from, not Scrubs, Suits. And
never even saw that.
You never saw Suits? Mm-mm. Okay, well, she was in it. That's all you need to know.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's about lawyers.
Okay, cool beans.
And there's something about her. It's not a negative necessarily thing. Mm-hmm. And I want to watch it to see if I can pinpoint it, but something just seems, and I don't know if it's because she's been in like Hollywood for so long.
Does it seem fake?
Yeah.
I think right now she has to walk a very thin line of perfection.
I think she does too, but there's just something. I don't know.
Because have you seen Michelle Obama lately?
With the braids. Let's talk about Michelle Obama's braids. As soon as she left that White House. Woo.
Mrs. Michelle. We can actually call her doctor because she's a Juris doctor. Anyway.
JD Michelle.
JD Michelle.
Lord with the braids.
Lauren Obama. I don't even know her middle name. But anyway.
That sounds great.
Like, first of all, she talked about her hair too. And she was just like, as first lady, she wanted to do braids, but she had to wear her hair a certain way. Mm-hmm.
Especially because she was the first. Come on.
Exactly. You can't come on there with box braids, Michelle.
We didn't even have the Crown Act at that point.
Even though you should, but that was very true. Even though she should have been able to walk up in the White House with box braids. However, I love the fact that she's wearing them now.
Negro nose and afros, but.
Oh, Beyonce. I was like, wait, what? That went left. You were quoting Beyonce. I got it. Okay. You just said it so fast. I was like, you fucking racist. But anyway, I love that for her. She looks beautiful with those braids. Does. Anyway, are we ready to go into the rehab corner?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Today in the rehab corner, we are talking about two specific items, two specific things on the docket today. Both a little bit controversial. One that kind of ties into the other. So in the news this past week, in social media news especially, and this, touches Alyssa and I very closely because we're both healthcare professionals.
Love being touched closely.
There are about 4, me too. There were 4 nurses at Emory Hospital who were recently fired and came under fire for a particular viral video that occurred where they were basically explaining their icks about patients as they work as L&D or labor and delivery nurses. The video went viral very, very fast, and these women unfortunately lost their jobs because it did not get the same, positive press that they thought it was going to.
Yeah, if you don't know, there's a TikTok trend where you say things that kind of like...
Things that you don't like about your profession.
Things that you don't like about your profession, the person you're talking about, whatever. And you're like, these are my icks about you. So they were giving icks about their labor and delivery job.
Yeah, so they were saying stuff like, one of them was like, oh, when a patient tells you that they're having pain and they say, oh, I'm a 10 out of 10. Like, my pain's an 8 out of 10. But they're sitting there chilling and you're just like, I know your pain's not an 8 out of 10. And so us in the medical field, we understand that, even though some people in the medical field were just like, nah, that shit ain't funny. But I think it didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. Also, number 2, they did the video at their job, which we say all the time. Don't record yourself at work. And if you do, don't post it, okay? It's different if somebody else records you and then posts it, but at least block out your badge or put it in an inconspicuous place where people aren't like, no, that's actually Emory, that's actually Baylor, or whatever the case may be. So I think about this particular situation, and Emory Hospital did release a statement that said that they, terminated these people and that, they don't condone the behavior, blah, blah, blah. I think one of the biggest issues and one of the biggest hypocrisies in the medical field is that every other industry is able to display and tell their different icks, things that they do or do not like about their job, the interactions with the people, the community that they serve, without fear of judgment, right? In the medical field, I think people expect us always to be professional, which we should. Like, don't get me wrong, we should be professional. But I think also there is a realization that we also do have issues with certain things in our profession. The problem becomes when my own personal ick starts to affect my patient care. That's where implicit bias starts to come into. That's where discrimination comes into play. So while we may think it's funny at the time because we are relating to each other as clinicians, it's not to the general public. And so I think that's one of the reasons why this backfired on them so quickly, so
also horribly. Maybe I feel like other people have done videos like this, but just like, oh, when your patient does this, not just necessarily labeling it an ick.
Yeah.
And I think there is something about having it labeled as an ick and saying these things that your patients come in and do, and saying that this is a negative, something with a negative connotation, something you don't like, something that could potentially, like you said, potentially change the way
you deliver care.
Exactly.
And I think too, because labor and delivery is such a very touchy subject, because here in the United States of America, we have one of the highest maternal mortality rates.
People don't play about the babies.
They don't play about the babies and the moms. And because too, like for example, Alyssa and I, because I'm a PT, she's an OT, we talk all the time in private and on this podcast about how patients will be like, they're talking about they're at a 10 out of 10 pain. And we're just like, you're sitting here watching your stories. You're not in pain, right? But do we actually, first of all, do we say that to the patient? No. Do we look like that to the patient? Absolutely not. And if a patient tells me they're in pain and they need to go to the ER right now, 10 out of 10, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and tell that nurse. And I'm going to say, the patient said that they're a 10 out of 10 pain. And then the nurse says, you know they're not in 10.
I told you, hey.
Don't shoot the messenger. And you know what I'm going to chart? Patient says they were 10 out of 10 pain. Notified nursing staff.
Bet your
That's
ass.
it.
I'm covering my ass. Patient said it, and I told who I was supposed to tell. I did what I needed to do.
I can't give pain meds. So
I cannot.
You telling me your pain is a 10 out of 10? All I'm going to do is report it to the person who has the ability to give you the pain meds. Mm-hmm. Even when we say, we have people who malinger, which is basically a professional way of saying that they are faking, right? And so we may think that you're malingering, but at the same time, we still have to treat your symptoms as like if it's like they're real. We can't put our own personal beliefs onto patients, and we don't call them an ick. Now, does it irritate us? Yes. But are we going to act like that in front of a patient? No. Absolutely not. Because they're vulnerable. You don't know. There could be 1,000,001 reasons
also,
why a patient's doing what they're doing.
Also, one time
that you don't believe it.
You don't believe it, that there's some real shit going on, and you'll feel bad.
Didn't I tell this story a few months ago about the patient who ended up being paralyzed? Everybody thought she was faking, including me. Now, I still did my due diligence as a physical therapist, and I still told the physicians, I told the nurses, hey, y'all, she clearly has something going on. All I can do is differentially diagnose. I cannot diagnose as a physical therapist, but I told them what I found based off my evaluation and based off of my examination. Now, she goes to MRI, and what ends up happening? They end up giving her sedation. She codes in the MRI machine, all because she has a tumor on C2, which is your respiratory center.
It happens.
And this is what happens when you don't believe patients, or when you start to put your own implicit bias, racial bias, discriminatory bias, all that kind of stuff. And you're just like, I've seen this 1,000,001 times. I know what this is. I know they're drug seeking. Doesn't matter if you believe they're drug seeking or not. Treat the patients.
One of my last patients at the hospital, they brought her over. They were going to do a high risk cabbage, and they were like, all in rounds, this is all I heard. We need you to go in there, and we need PTOT to evaluate her. She's saying her legs don't work. She's just nervous about this cabbage, but we're going to have to give it to her. She's going to have to be ready. And I was like, well, damn, she probably, and I looked at the nurse practitioner. I said, what color is she? Mm-hmm. And she goes, she's an African-American lady. I said, I am inclined to believe.
Absolutely.
I am inclined to believe the patient. But you're sitting there and you're hearing all these people talking, and you're like, well, shit, she's probably faking it. Let's just go in there and see what's up. I go in there and I'm like, okay, we get her up. She's like, I just don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. People do this all the time. She's like, okay, man. When I tell you we stood, if her weight shifted anywhere in front or behind her, her legs went out completely. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you're not lying.
Mm-hmm. I remember the one patient I had who had been basically my project for 2.5 years and should have been dead. This lady should, based off her medical record.
She will not go.
She won't go. And every time she comes to the hospital, she always asks for me, right? Which is fine. And I always oblige. Every single time I'm like, yes, give her back to me. That's perfectly fine. She came in this one admission where she was doing this little shaking thing. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Now, me and her have that relationship as patient and clinician where I can talk to her like she's my friend or whatever the case may be. I'm still being professional, obviously. But she was just like, I don't know. Every time I stand up, I just start. And I'm like, stop it. And she's like, I'm serious.
Patients do weird shit like that on purpose sometimes because they're looking for meds or they want to prove that something's wrong.
Exactly.
And you're like, stop it.
And this woman is black. So just like you said, I'm inclined to believe. I'm inclined to always believe black people when they come in.
Especially black women in the hospital.
Yes, because they are most oftentimes overlooked and they are not believed with their symptoms, especially when it comes to pain. That's why I don't play with pain with patients. If you tell me you're in pain, I'm telling your nurse automatically. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care whatever my personal beliefs are. I'm not going to put them on you, and I'm not going to project it on you. And this one particular day, I'm like, okay, let me just make sure she's just not doing this with me. I asked another therapist, hey, can you go on and just just treat her and see what happens? She's like, yeah, she's doing the same thing. And I'm like, yo, can we get an MRI? Something's going on. A CT scan, blah, blah, blah. Not that I thought she was faking or anything, but I'm just like, why you keep doing this? Stand up. I know you can walk. Every time you come in this hospital, you walk. She's like, I know, but I can't do it now. And her husband was like, yeah, she's doing this new thing now. And I'm like, why you keep doing that?
It's like damn beef jerky.
I was just like, stop it. She's like, I can't. But yeah, I mean, I think also I'm going to play devil's advocate real quick. So you know how during COVID, so many people were doing all of these TikToks, and nurses and RTs, PTs, OTs, doctors, everybody in the medical field was having their phones out doing all of these videos and stuff and sharing it on social media because it seemed like it was allowed, right? Mm-hmm. And they were having TikTok competitions at our previous hospital, right? And the one TikTok that did go viral made it all the way to Korea on Korean news. I'm in the video, okay? Very short clip, but I'm in the video, and I'm like, okay.
You weren't talking about things that grossed you out.
No, I did not. But I think too, with the way social media is going, and you see so many clinicians, so many doctors that are taking their phones into hospitals, it's like people are not paying attention that your hospital has a policy more than likely on recording patients and recording their vicinity to a degree, right? Like patients can't record you, you can't record patients. HIPAA is such a serious thing that I don't think we take into consideration sometimes, and sometimes we forget because we're like, well, we're not showing the patient, but you have on the hospital's uniform, you have on their badge,
it's
so
one
you're
thing
representing
that
them.
you don't recognize that
Exactly
could just bring the whole thing down.
Exactly.
I also just, it's hard with nurses because I feel like we could go on and say some ick things, right? If we're in the hospital.
Yeah.
But my job doesn't necessarily, like, we can cause harm, but I'm not out here like taking care of you for 12 plus hours, handing you meds, being people to catch bad shit that might happen to you. A nurse is.
I disagree. Because how many strokes have you caught?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like,
in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things. Like, I can go and be like, wow, it's really annoying when my patients do this. If a nurse says the same thing, I'm like, I don't know that I trust you to take care of me now.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It's just, which just sucks because that's not fair.
Yeah.
But I have caught some strokes, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. First of all, you're not doing your job if you haven't caught a few strokes as a therapist. Like,
I'm on high alert for a stroke at all times.
Even, too, there have been some people in the comments of that video who were just like, I had this nurse, and I told them about my son, and my son is dead now. I was like, oh,
see,
shit.
And just, listen, that's why you have to be careful.
Whoa.
Because you just don't know. Everyone has their own shit. And when they see things like that,
it triggers.
To you, it's just lighthearted. Like, you've been at work all day. You've dealt with these crazy patients. Everything's fine because all of your patients are okay. But people have had the same thing happen to them and it didn't turn out okay.
No, it didn't. And they put it in the comments. My dad was this and this and that. And he died as a result. And it's like,
even in our dumbass videos that we make and post online, people would be like, well, actually, we said so. I don't know what the hell video we made about something with like SCI or TBI or something. And people were like, well, actually, and when this happened to me, and I was like, hey.
And that's why we give a disclaimer too with our podcast that we are only talking about a specific small demographic of people that we have physically served. We're not talking for the masses, okay?
This is anecdotal at best.
Yes, and we're just talking shit. We don't actually do this shit for real. Like, we are great at our jobs.
Come on.
We take our jobs very seriously. I cannot tell you how many, I won't even say that because I don't want to incriminate myself. I cannot tell you how many times I have advocated for my patients because I'm supposed to do that, and it is my job, and it's not going above and beyond. It's doing advocating for your patients is the bare minimum. Let's be very clear.
True.
And I have had many professional disagreements because I saw something a certain way that I felt as a clinician would be detrimental to this patient. And as a result, I had to take the flak because I'm like, I don't care what consequence comes to me. My patient is going to always be taken care of, period. But again, it's all fun and games. I hate when family members try to say, well, I work in the medical field and I know this. Okay, we hate that. But am I going to tell Miss Susie in the corner, shut the fuck up, I know what I'm doing? Absolutely not. I'm going to take the time to listen to what she has to say, listen to her concerns. Because if I fight you on it, it's only going to make my job harder. Yeah. So and also too, as a family member, you're giving me extra information that I was already going to ask for anyway. Did I like that you interrupted me? No. But am I glad that you did tell me extra information that can now help me better serve your family member? Absolutely.
Also, me being an asshole to you isn't do anything but break down this communication and make this harder for everyone. So why am I going to do that?
Absolutely.
But everyone is just getting too coming from two people who
start a podcast,
have a podcast where we talk shit and then post it on social media.
Absolutely.
People are too comfortable.
But we're not in the hospital.
We are not. Hey, people are too comfortable on social media.
They are.
And a lot of times you forget that everyone has an opinion. And in the grand scheme of things, a company, an organization isn't going to open themselves up to
possible litigation.
We're done with that. We're
done
with
horrible marketing. Yeah.
That's so that true. Sucks.
Well, it does suck for those nurses, especially so close to the holidays. I pray that they learn from. And
travel nursing.
Here's the thing, too, though. I think everybody in healthcare can take a page out of this book. Everything that we think, even us with this podcast, we may think, and our intent behind what we say, what we do, may be very harmless, but we never know the grave effect that it has on the population at large. And your intent may be pure. We say it all the time. Your intent may be pure, but if people perceive it as a different way, we can't control how they perceive it. And it sucks that these nurses, I don't know who these nurses are, but I would assume that they are probably really good nurses.
Yeah.
And you made one bad mistake, or you made a choice that necessarily wasn't a mistake that turned into a mistake based off the interaction or the reaction that you got from the video. And now this is going to stain your career for the rest of your life, unfortunately, especially as a nurse. So I think it's unfortunate, and I just hope that everybody is able to heal and repair from it and move forward and deliver, cost-effective healthcare. That was an inside joke. That last part was just an inside joke. I'm sorry. That last part was a joke.
Sometimes a door closes so a window can open.
That's very true.
And this may be that for them.
Well, the last part about a window being open, you brought up this subject, or rather one of your friends brought up this subject that we kind of piggybacks off of co-workership and especially the TJ Holmes situation. You want to go into it about what happened? Or
did you hear that wheeze?
I did. You've been wheezing a lot today.
Yo, and you know what? I need to talk to the pulmonologist. I keep trying to make that appointment and I keep forgetting.
You're not trying if you keep forgetting.
I know. And then I see her at the hospital whenever I'm there and she's like, yeah.
Do you even have your inhaler in your car right now?
Somewhere. I don't know where it is.
I can't even help you if I tried. And I'm not giving you mouth to mouth.
I know. Ooh. No, because now, you know what? I just did CPR. Mouthless CPR.
Oh,
breathless
good.
CPR?
I can do that.
Tongueless CPR.
Oh,
that's what they're calling
I'm not sticking my tongue in your mouth.
No,
not
just
doing it.
pump on my chest.
I'll just have to get another co-host. Megan? Sophia?
Wow, it was that easy, huh?
Hell yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember, but last week we talked about TJ Holmes, Amy Robach. Robach.
Megan. I mean, what? Why do I keep calling Megan's name? Megan must be talking about
Megan.
Me. Or she's meant to be like my best friend. I don't know.
We need Megan back on the show. Anyway, We were saying, they were going to see how the ratings went and decide whether or not they were going to keep them on the show. Well, the ratings must have been not great because they are off the show.
Oh, jeez.
And it came out that TJ Holmes had been having affairs with multiple people who were on the show, all of these things. So all that to say, what are your thoughts about sleeping with coworkers?
I think as long as you are two adults who are consensual, right? You consent to it. I don't see a problem with you having relationships, or anything like that with your coworkers. I think it becomes a problem when you start to give preferential treatment, especially if you're in a leadership position. You should not be in a leadership position and be dating a subordinate. I just don't think that works. As long as you're not in this, like if you're in the same department, and you're both nurses, you're both PTs, OTs, respiratory therapists. If you're both in the same category and one person is a superior, that's a no-no because you're going to get preferential treatment. It goes right back to Grey's Anatomy and how Burke was letting Christina Yang do all these surgeries and everybody else couldn't do it.
Didn't matter that she was a brilliant surgeon.
Exactly. The fact is you got more OR time because you were getting digged down by Burke. Anyway.
But here's the thing. Even if both those people are married.
Yes, I think you have the right to, as long as it's consensual, you have the right to do it. Do I morally do I think it's right? No. I don't think you shouldn't, just get divorced at that point. If you're going to cheat on your wife or your husband, just get divorced. But I think if you're going to cheat with your coworker, as long as y'all are consensual.
And this is why you shouldn't have friends at work. You shouldn't have people that know your business, because look what happens.
Yeah, I want to know who ratted them out. Oh, the wife. That's right. The wife hired a PI. That's right.
Yeah,
God
always. And they have all those pictures. I'm like, what's the big deal as long as you get your work done? And again,
as long as you're not fucking in the closet and not seeing patients.
As long as you're clocking in, clocking out on time, getting your shit done.
Oh, they clocking in, all right. Take that. No, that's not funny.
We cannot do this. We're going to get canceled. Because I'm trying to think in an alternate reality, right? If they were, let's pretend it was a perfect world. They're like, let's think they're like 15 years younger. They're single and
nobody
kids.
Would care.
I think people still would care. And why?
No, I don't think people would care if they were single. It's the fact that they're married.
You think it's just because they're married?
Yes, absolutely. Because you're both cheating on your spouses with each other. Just marry each other or get divorced from your spouses.
Do you think that it's easier to cheat on your spouse with someone who also has a spouse? It has to be. Because you guys both can't fuck it up because you both have families.
Yeah, and you can both give the same excuses.
And that was probably convenient as hell because they were working together. Yeah. They had the same schedule.
Absolutely.
They were trying their best.
Were they?
You can't share where you eat.
I did hear a comedian say, was like, I knew TJ Holmes was cheating because what man with a full-time job and a wife and kids at home over here running 5Ks with his coworker?
They did run all those.
They did. He was like, that should have been alert number one if he was cheating. Who running 5Ks?
I know, they're spending a lot of time together.
I mean, I think as long as you can get your work done, and as long as you're not in a leadership position and you are dating a subordinate and you're giving them preferential treatment, because we've seen that in the hospital setting where, there's been
people in the hospital be fucking.
They do.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
They do.
Everyone everywhere. It's not on some Grey's Anatomy shit. I don't think it's that bad where it's in
one particular couple.
That's true.
All I'm saying is, anyway,
but
we won't even say, but
people it's like high school.
It is.
Which is crazy.
It's high school with money.
Yeah, that's true.
And freedom. But I think even there was a particular couple that one of the husband was a nurse manager and the wife was a nurse practitioner. So they never worked in the same unit. So to me, that was understandable. And two, they got married actually while they were in their positions. Because I think they were both nurses first at the same time. And then one of them moved up in leadership. But again, they were on a totally different unit. So there was no way that they could give preferential treatment to their wife.
But at the hospital too, the second people find out that someone is sleeping with someone, I feel like it's a deal. Even if it's not a big deal, it's some kind of deal.
Yeah,
everyone
definitely
cares. But I feel like that's most jobs. When you find out two people are sleeping together, it's like, blah, blah, blah.
I knew it.
You can still do your job.
Yeah, you really can.
You spend 40 hours a week with these people.
But if you know that that a particular person at your job is married and they're sleeping with somebody, then you're just like, It's like scarlet letter. You're just like,
yeah, damn. Y'all gotta keep your shit under wraps. I wonder, okay, everyone there had to know. You don't think anyone knew?
I'm quite sure they did.
They had to know.
Yeah, but they did what they normally do is mind their damn business.
That's true. That's what I would do.
Because had the wife never hired a PI, we still wouldn't know.
Because they work together. They have to spend time together. It's the most beautiful alibi. You have to spend time with this person.
It's really not our business. It's the business of those 4 people to work it out. We should have never known as the public. But for the wife's sake, she got what she wanted. Which was for people to know who you are. She
probably had to make a big deal so that the alimony was better. She's
a lawyer. She's strategic.
She knew what she was doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But like I said, I think if you and your coworker dating, I don't think is a problem. Again, I just think if you are a subordinate, you should not be dating a higher upper, or a higher upper should not be dating a subordinate. That's it. Because of the fear of preferential treatment. That's it.
Did you see who they replaced him with?
No. Michael Strahan.
No. Oh, that would have been good. No. I love Emmanuel Acho.
Emmanuel. Yes.
I would have loved that.
You know what?
Yvonne Orji. What happened with them?
He said some things that I disagreed with lately, and I'm just like...
About what?
Just about everything. Deion Sanders situation, like Kanye West, and I'm just like, Emmanuel, shut up.
You were doing so
doing so good, and then you just like got brand new suits, and you just shut up.
I know, it's always the suits. They replaced him with.
I'm still pissed that him and Yvonne Orji are together.
I really loved them together. I 100% think it's something he did, not something she
absolutely.
did. She's perfect.
Yvonne Orji is perfect. There's nothing wrong with her. It was definitely Emmanuel.
What was it?
We'll never know.
Maybe she didn't want to move to
Texas. She didn't reveal it in Bamboos About Jesus. I can tell you that.
She didn't.
No.
Damn. Mm-hmm. If I could be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
They replaced him with DeMarco Morgan.
Who the hell is he?
Guy.
Oh, he looks corny. He's a corny black guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the shoes he had to fill.
Michael Strahan would have been better.
I do love Michael Strahan. Give me anyone with a gap.
He's like the black version of Mario Lopez.
Supposedly Mario Lopez is a hoe.
Isn't he married?
Aren't they all?
I hate it here.
Yeah, give me any man with a gap in his teeth. I think that's who needs to be on television. It's just, there's something I trust about space between the front 2 teeth. I feel like I could snuggle right in between them. You know?
I cannot. Why don't you go have all the gap teeth men and
come on.
Like, Is Valor available?
If you have a lisp, even better.
I cannot.
Some 50-cent shit. All right.
So yeah. Anyway, y'all be safe out there. I can't give any advice because again we have a national podcast, but everybody be safe out there. And just pray.
Everyone just do your best and pray. That's all I can tell you right now.
Drink your water and pray to God. I can't give you no advice.
Brush your teeth, wash your ass, do what you need to do,
and wash your hands.
Show up to work, pay your mortgage.
That's it. I don't have no other advice.
Nope, that's it. Legally, I'm not going to advise you on anything.
Well,
but
like I say, legally or illegally. Yeah, no. Illegally. That's what he said.
Legally.
Yeah.
All right.
So, well, that was an interesting episode to say the least. Y'all go out and y'all have an absolutely amazing week on purpose. Anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
I can't think of a single thing that would be important for me to say right now. I'm trying to think in the drudges of my mind. Oh, if you have a friend who's a teacher, check on them. That's what I have to say.
Why? They're about to get out for like 2-3 weeks, aren't they?
Because I was at this conference this weekend and there were a lot of teachers and y'all, I don't know if y'all are okay. There was a lot of drinking. Like, I'm a heavy drinker. Y'all were drinking. And I was just like, man.
If you had to deal with rotten ass kids all day.
No, I think, and the closer it gets to the holidays, the shittier kids are. So if y'all have teacher friends, y'all check on them.
Yeah, because they want to break just as much as the teachers.
Maybe buy them a coffee, a bottle of wine, a massage.
I was gonna say, buy them a massage.
Something.
Let them go in that little, tank, that little water floating tank.
Not hyperbaric chamber. Sensory deprivation.
Yep, put them in that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Check on your teacher friends.
And check on your medical professional friends because they are not getting a break during the holidays.
God, I know.
I mean, I am because I'm not at the bedside, but.
Must be nice.
Some days.
I work Christmas Eve.
I'm starting to miss it.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you know? I'm sorry. We'll let you get out of here. You guys can stop listening now. I had a patient on Tuesday, I guess, right before I left, and he was crying and he was like, "You are so good at this job.
Aww.
Thank you for doing this job." And I was like, "Oh my God,
so
I hate this job every day. Thank you so much."
Because as soon as you want to quit, a patient comes in and tells you that you're amazing.
Yes. Have you ever done something you hated and someone's like, "You're so good at this," and you're like, "Shit."
Before I left the bedside, every day a patient would tell me that. Be like, "Wow, you really seem like you really love your job," and I'm like, "It does." That's it's like wild. I hate this fucking place. Jesus.
And you know what? When it's good, it is so good. It really it's just all the other bullshit. So with that, I will say, you come back to the bedside. Not there, but we can go somewhere, you and me.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
if you feel it in your spirit, if you just have a little inkling, like I'm thinking of this person, or I want to tell someone this, or oh, I like their shoes, or oh, they have a nice smile, I should tell them, or they look like they're down, I should ask them. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how it changes someone. That literally changed my whole entire day, my whole entire week actually, because I was just like, you know what? You think the little things you do don't matter, but they do. Just because who you think should be appreciating them and paying you more for them doesn't mean they don't drastically change someone else's life, day, point of view, whatever. Yeah. So if you feel it in your spirit,
if you feel the heat down in your soul, you're clapping on 1 and 3 and I'm on 2 and 4.
Ew!
If you feel the heat down in your soul.
I'm so embarrassed to turn off the recording. Turn it off. I'm nervous.
All right, y'all. Y'all have an absolutely amazing week on purpose. Remember to spread love.
Spread light.
And don't forget to
laugh your face off.
Did you guys enjoy this episode? If so, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, including
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. New episodes are released every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.